One thing that's working really well with my classroom are the seats. The students love how the seats move, how they twist and turn. The kids are really comfortable, and it's not distracting. The window seat, the couch cushion over there has been really working well. Another thing that works really well are the table, how large the tables are, and of course that all the furniture is on wheels and how easy it is to move. One thing that's not working are the whiteboards. It's really hard to read the writing on the whiteboards if you're not using a black Expo marker. I'm not really sure why it is, but it's almost like it feels blurry, so the whiteboards are not working. I would change the whiteboards and the corkboard arrangement in the classroom. I would also, the cabinets are not as deep as they used to be, so there's some stuff that I used to be able to store up in the cabinets that I can't store anymore. The flexibility with the seating, the flexibility with how the tables can move with various activities we're doing. The students love it. The students really love it. They especially love the chairs, and they love how bright it is. I'd rate my old classroom a 2, and I'd rate this new classroom a 4.
So there's a couple things that are working great in the classroom right now. The classroom is clean, it's fresh, the color is bright, it just feels different than it has in the past. The classroom feels like a great place to learn. The second thing that's working out really well is the chairs. We've tried out lots of different chairs. There's a lot of great chairs and tools that are being really useful. But the chairs themselves, the students don't get tired of sitting in their chair anymore. And in 4th grade, we do a lot of work at our seats or in groups. So having spaces that they can work at and be comfortable has been a real improvement and really has changed kind of the feel and the level of calm in my classroom. I have to say not a whole lot hasn't been working. The furniture and the classrooms itself, it's been working well. It is 100% an improvement for my old classroom. The storage space, students don't lose stuff because it's all in one space and it's not in their desk and it doesn't get piled, there aren't piles of stuff. I think the one thing that shocked me was how much the desks that raise and lower have been valuable, and not so much for standing. My students actually really like sitting in it, raised up, with their chairs raised up, because I put them at the back. And so they actually are kind of almost stadium seating and have a great view of the front. They're not blocked by anybody. I would rate my old classroom probably a 3 or 4, and I'd rate my new classroom an 8. I think overall they've really liked it. They've definitely enjoyed being able to try lots of things out. Kids are resilient. Kids will adapt with change. We've found it to be a good space for learning this year. It's worked out well.
I love that everything moves. We can create learning stations out of anything. We discovered the first week of school that there's whiteboards on the back of all the shelving units, so we flip those and have groups working there. We have tried different arrangements. Kids who like to work independently tend to go with the round chairs. I've been using the little stools at my group station because it just is more compact. So we've done a combination of all of that. So yeah, I love the flexibility of it all. What we found is with no desks, there's a lot less junk with the kids. And so when we clean up, it goes pretty quick, less furniture. There's a lot of chairs, maybe not so many of the round chairs, because even though those are really nice, they also take up a lot of space, and I think we can get the benefits from the blue chairs and the stools. This is no snow boots, no snow pants, some hats and mittens, but even when we get everything hung up, things fall. When we have snow pants, this is all gonna be spilling out. So we need more hooks. We need it to be higher. I've had parents, this is the biggest comment I get from parents. My old classroom, probably a 6. There was no carpet, so there was a lot more noise. The acoustics weren't great. This one, I think a 9. We love the flexibility.
I do like the tables and the chairs. I like the way that I can move the tables around. I can have kids working individually, and I can have kids working in groups. And I think that's good because it depends on the kids, like how they learn. And also like this corner for reading. They love like this area for reading, and they like the blue chairs, like the wiggly chairs. One of the things that I don't like right now is this area where I have the backpacks. And I think the problem right now is I don't have enough spaces for all of the kids. And the other thing is, I feel like I have a lot of furniture in the classroom. I've just seen like, I have things that I don't need right now, but I do like it. I like all of the space that we have for the kids to storage. Something that I would like for me, like a teacher, I don't have like a place to put like my files. You know, I have like half of my files in a box and the rest in the hallway in a storage space that I have. I will say my classroom from last year, like a 9, and this year between 8, 8.5.
The most popular and the area that we feel is the most successful would be our chill out corner. So when kids are unregulated or just coming in from recess, need a place to calm down, they've been asked to leave the classroom and just need a place to kind of have a quiet space, that's where they go. Biggest frustration for us is the size of the group tables. Normally our groups are anywhere from 3 to 5 kids. I have a group of 7, which is large for a special ed resource room, but there's just not enough space at our tables to accommodate working with the kids. But the carpeting helps keep the sound down, and so we can have various groups going at the same time. We have varying kinds of workspaces that make it easier. The kids like to have space where they can kind of break out and move differently, so it's not quite as restrictive as far as that goes. The kids love it. They love just the bright colors. It has helped kind of brighten and make the room just feel calm and cheerful and happy, which is helpful to come into a space like that. Our counter space has been lessened. So we had bookshelves that were too high, and then the counter, window counter. The counter space around the sink area has become, a little more confined. We had desktop computers. They miss having the big screens because right now we're using Chromebooks. So that's been kind of a challenge, which is a transition from what they're doing. But we do have some students who are visual impaired, and it is just more difficult for them to see and utilize the Chromebooks without the mouse. But when they walk in here, they're always like, "This room's so cool," and it just feels just kind of a happier place. My old classroom, I would say, was a 4, and this one I would put at a 7.5.
I like it. I like all the different furniture, and we can all kind of sit wherever we want. Like, it's not like all just regular chairs. Everybody really likes the tall chairs. Not a lot of people like sitting down or like not comfortable just sitting. Like, they like to kind of fidget or something, kind of like just spin, or they kind of like just standing, so we have standing desks. I like it because you can like move around and have your own space. Well, the colors. I don't think a lot of people like the colors, but I think everyone pretty much likes all like the seating and where you can sit anywhere. They don't like the lime greens. I think Miss Ober likes it. The only thing is she doesn't like it because she doesn't have like an actual desk. She just has a little area over there. Okay. I think a lot of people like it. It's a good space and everybody likes it. I rate my old room a 5 and my new room a 9.
Having all the different seating areas has been working really well for the kids. They like having choices, so sitting on different benches on the floor. Having the whole room carpeted is really nice too, just because again, it gives more options for where they should sit. I like that the smartboard goes up and down because I can raise it up for doing different activities where they are standing and they can't see the smartboard. I also really like the open shelving because it's more access for the kids to get to things. There is a very large board in the room that's on wheels, supposed to be kind of an easel-like thing, and it's very large, so it's hard to move it around the room. I don't like the cart the smartboard is on. It takes up too much room, and with kindergarten, they need an extra little step because even at the lowest setting, they can't reach the whole board. One thing that I don't have as much of as that I used to have was like surface areas, so the counter has been cut shorter to provide that open shelving. My mailboxes used to be longer and now they're shorter, so I just don't have surface spaces to put their notebooks, their homework, or if I'm prepping for an art project or something, there's nowhere for me to put it that's out of the way. I would have all of the tables be circle or the half circle tables pushed together. The rectangle tables take up a little more room and it seems like there's more dead space. With kindergarten, we like to have 2 different gathering areas and the space allows for that here. It's a little bit more scrunched with the bigger tables, but we make it work. It's definitely an improvement. They have more options for them to do their work too. They really like the higher tables and the puzzle table now that's on the ground. From what I've noticed, they really enjoy having the different seating. Even at choice time, they'll sit and like lay on the bench or use that too. And again, they love that higher table. They like that the chairs move. So I'd rate my old room a 7 and my new room a 9.
There are a lot of things that are working really well, a lot of things that the students and I enjoy using, especially the different seating options for the students. There are options for students when we're sitting on the carpet, there's different options for when they're sitting at their work tables, but then outside of that they can also choose to work in lots of different other places in the room. For example, the orange bench. The kids absolutely love the window seat in front of the bench. They love to read there, they love to write there, they love to work on their math over there, and they love to scoot a chair up to a different workspace and work there too. I think at this point the thing that is most tricky about what isn't working in the classroom is so many different options. Right now I feel like it's a little bit crowded in here, and I know that's because we're trying out lots of different pieces of furniture. The options are very, very good, but the downside is that right now there's just a little bit too many options. I wouldn't change anything, I don't think. Overall, I think they love it. They are excited to be in here. My old space was very functional. In terms of flexibility, I would say it was probably about a 5, and I would say that this space is probably a 9 at this time.